April Fools, Vanna Richer, with my real 1983 10 favorite records, albums. Number 10, Violent Femmes, starts out with Blister in the Sun. Fantastic song. Gone Daddy Gone, that's the other one that everybody seems to know. Some of the other ones I really like. Some of the other ones, I don't really want to hear them anymore, you know. But I had to include them, number 10. I was lucky to see these guys also in 1983. Three-piece band, guy with a stand-up acoustic bass, the guy with the guitar, and the drummer, all he had was a snare drum. It was pretty good, man. Number 9, Bad Brains. Rock for Light, the record produced by Rick Ocasek of the Cars. I like this album. There are some of the hardcore songs that they're not that great. Like Coptic Times, the start of side A. It's not as good as like Attitude, you know, or Sailing On, or you know what I mean? Or Big Takeover, or Band in DC. Those songs are great. And the reggae songs actually, quite frankly, are not that good. But yeah, a great band. Saw them a couple of times live. Once as a headliner and once they opened for Circle Jerks. Number 8. Who's this band? Oh, Metallica. Kill 'Em All. Now, I didn't hear this album. It was probably about when their third album was out, or their fourth one even, maybe. And it was when Tom moved in next door to me, who became my best friend. And we were driving around in one of his friends' car, and he had this playing on cassette. And my comment was, this is like hardcore punk with guitar solos. And they all said, yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, I probably was, you know. Number 7, Chaos UK, their debut album. Now this is blistering fast. I love the vocals on this more than Metallica. I love the tone of the guitar, just so distorted and ugly, more than Metallica. I actually think the songs are better, you know, constructed, written songs. So yeah, I had to put this one above Metallica. Number 6, Husker Du. Everything Falls Apart, is it? Yeah, Everything Falls Apart. This is a great album, man. It's I think the weakest song on here is the cover of Sunshine Superman. God, why am I tongue-tied? But yeah, I even love the vocals on this, and the later stuff when they tried to get too poppy, the vocals kind of bring it down for me. But yeah, this is great. Now, my number 5, top 5. This one kind of might surprise people, but we got Madonna here. Her debut. Now, this is a fantastic album. I don't care what anybody says, especially side 1 with Lucky Star, Borderline, Burning Up, and I Know It. Side 2 isn't quite as good, but I have a soft spot for this album. I bought this on cassette the week it came out. I remember on the Sunday LA Times and the calendar section reading about it. And I bought it. And that very weekend, my roommate Gary and his girlfriend and me, we were going to a party in East LA on Boyle Heights. And I had this playing in the cassette. And Gary's girlfriend, Rich, what's that playing? I go, oh, it's Madonna, Borderline. It just came out. And they were really digging it. You know, later at the party, you know, everybody's kind of sitting around, you know, doing whatever. They were playing music. Nobody's dancing. And Gary's girlfriend came up to me and she goes, hey, Pat, can you go get that cassette? And I go, sure, man. So I went out to the car and I rewound it because I knew Lucky Star and Borderline, those two songs, they would get the party going. And sure enough, man, it got the party hopping. Everybody was up dancing. It was great. And who knew that Madonna would blow up? And I saw Madonna on the Like a Virgin tour. And guess who she had opening for them before they had any records out? The Beastie Boys. Number 4, the Ramones. Subterranean Jungle. I dig this album. This is my favorite album from the 80s. Highest Trails Above, I think, is a great guitar song, man. It's just great. Outsider. It's got Psychotherapy. I think it's a really good album. Now we're in my top 3. And this is a brutal album. Negative Approach, Tied Down. Man, this Brennan character, his vocals are just brutal on this. Great hard-hitting punk. Unlike most of the West Coast stuff. Just fantastic, man. Number 2, Circle Jerks. Golden Shower of Hits. This band was so good. Every time I saw the Circle Jerks in concert, they were better than every other band that played. Whether they were the opening act or the one of the, headliners. And none of their albums really captured the power that they had live. This one kind of got the closest at times. It's fantastic. And what's my number 1? Well, talk about guitar tones. It's the Staind self-titled debut. Now, from what I've read, this was actually recorded 2 years prior, but Greg Ginn kept delaying, releasing it. And the dudes in the band, they kind of think it's because it was had kind of heavy metal tones and leanings. And that was the direction that Greg maybe was thinking of going in, and he didn't want these guys to, get credit, or I don't know. But it's a fantastic album. East LA band. I used to have a lot of friends that lived off of Eastern and Cesar Chavez Boulevard, just down the street from these guys. Anyways, take care. My honorable mention, Cyndi Lauper. That has some really good songs on it, man. Take care, everybody. April Fools. This is actually the 10 albums that I had a lot of trouble keeping off my list. But yeah, man, 1983 was a great year.